Well, hello everyone. I'm sitting here with my James White. This is a gorgeous instrument. Great sound. It's got a hi-fi pickup in it. The LR Baggs, you know, the new one. Well, they've been out a couple of years now, I think, maybe a year and a half, but I like the pickup. I really do. It's nice and natural. But this is a James White, and it's called the Black Dog. I didn't name it. It was named when I bought it. Named the Black Dog. I've shown this before. Brazilian rosewood back and sides. All solid wood. Beautiful, beautiful spruce top. Just a well handcrafted instrument by James White. So anyways, today I thought we'd talk about harmonics. You know, harmonics. And I wanted to talk about the two different types, because there are two different types of harmonics. There's several ways that are methods that you can play harmonics, but there's two different types of harmonics. So that's what we're going to talk about, okay? But before we do, I want to give a shout out to Rick. I'm calling him Rick. His name is actually Rick AAP866. He was on my chat on a recent video. It was a video where I went over a little ditty that went something like this. It went like this. Something like that anyways. And so he listened to it and he wrote me back and he said, hey, I heard that, listened to it, and I thought you could do it this way. So he sent another chord progression. And there's some similarities, but it is different. But I thought it was very interesting because the first two chords of his progression are D to D minor. And when I looked at that, I thought, man, how is that going to go? I had to go get my guitar and check it out because I thought that right there, it's like against each other. And then it went from there to an A. And again, I you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, wow, what is that? So I went and tried it out, and I was shocked. Because when you play it through, because he's got several chords here, it actually went together. And I thought it sounded pretty cool. So I just wanted to tell Rick thanks for sending it. And this is his little run. It goes like this. Well, we're thinking it goes like this. Let me try that one more time. Now, I know he didn't quite do it that way, but I'm just looking at the chords, so it's what I read into it. And he did say it was a B minor, which is this. I played a B minor 7th instead. And of course, I did some borrowing of the A chords. But it goes D, D minor, A, F sharp 7th, and then it goes to B minor, E 7th, A, and then it goes back to an A sus and an A, which I changed up to that. So it was kind of fun, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm not quite sure how a D can go to a D minor and why it worked, because I don't know the theory behind it. Maybe somebody out there is a songwriter that knows can enlighten us, because it actually worked. I thought it was pretty cool. That's neat. Anyways, let's get on to the harmonics. We just spent 4 minutes doing something entirely different, and I've only got like 12 to 15 minutes to do this video. So we're just going to touch on a couple things about harmonics. One is there's two different types. The first type is called the natural type. And simply what that means is that it's played, the harmonic is played on an open string. Okay, in this case I have it tuned to EAD GBE, so it's one of these open strings. Now harmonics can be played all over the fingerboard, but where they're best played, or they best sound, or they're easiest to do is the 12th fret, the 7th fret, and the 5th fret. Now, they kind of get more difficult as you move towards the nut. So when you do on the 12th fret, it's really simple, and it rings out. And we'll talk about how I do that in just a moment. But when you start getting to 7, I mean, it's there, but it's getting a little more difficult, and you got to be more exacting about how much pressure you put on it and where the finger is locating. And then when you go to the 5th fret, it's even more difficult. You can hear it kind of deadens a little bit. Part of that is technique, but it does take a really good technique to get the 5th as well. So that's called a natural harmonic, okay? And it's because it's being played on an open string. Okay, now one thing I want to show you about these harmonics, there's different ways to play them. In this case here, what I'm doing is I'm placing my finger right over the fret, the 12th fret, okay? So if you're not sure which one's the 12th fret, count them down. It's right there. Some of you, it might be close to the body. Some might be 2 frets away, but it's right there. And when you play it, you just touch the string, okay? And you don't press all the way down. You don't fret that string, okay? You just barely touch it, okay? I'm just barely touching it. Now to get a more extended or a more sustained sound, you play it, but lift up, just, see that? And let it ring. They're very pretty. So that's pretty much how you play it one at a time. Some people, they can do tapping, and they can get that same harmonic. I've seen another one where people will hold their, I don't know if you can see my fingers like this, my thumb's back a little ways. The thumb plucks the string, and the finger, I'm going to hold it like this, and the finger is hovering over the string, just touching it, barely touching it, not pressing down. Of course, I'm exaggerating how my fingers are so that you can see it, but one of the things I've seen players do is they'll get this, it's almost like a harp sound. Let me get this right here. Hear that? Where I get an extra note in there. And the way I'm doing that is that I'm plucking the string, and when I do, then I take my ring finger and pick the string just in front of it. So it's hard to do when I'm talking and holding this like this. Okay, so see that? Okay, so that's another method to do it, but it takes a little practice to get that. Okay, so there's different ways that you can do it, and I'm sure there's some I'm missing here, but just I'd show you that those are called natural harmonics. Now there is an artificial harmonic. The artificial simply means that you're pressing down, you're fretting a string up here and you're playing your harmonics down here. But in doing so, you're displacing, when you, like for instance, if I play the G chord here, okay, I'm playing a G chord, and when I play it, I'm now displacing the harmonics by as many frets as I'm up away from the nut. Okay, so in this case here, this finger here on the G string, or on the E string, fretting G, it's 3 frets up. So you have to come down here to get the harmonic. You have to move up 3 frets. So I'd find it right here. There it is. Okay, and this one's 2 frets away from the nut. So I got to move 2 frets from the 12th fret. There it is right there. The next 2 strings are open, so I go back to the 12th fret, and then these 2 strings, I actually have the B and the E fretted at the 3rd fret, so I have to move up 3 frets. So we have this. Okay. And if I make the D chord, it's the same thing. It's whatever I displace, I've got to play it that way down here. Those are called artificial harmonics because you're changing, you're displacing the string where the harmonic will go. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I don't know if that helps you or not, or you may have already known that, but harmonics are very beautiful in your playing. So I'm going to leave it right there, reminding you all that next Tuesday, the live's coming up. When I say next Tuesday, I'm talking the 27th, and it's here in California, and it'll be 6 p.m. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. So if you would like to join us with the live, make sure you mark your calendar, or you can use the app. Go on there and find my announcement, and you can actually hit the reminder. It'll come up for you. Okay, well, I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.